Hi friends, I'm finally back for a couple of weeks. I don't know how long I'll be uploading videos right now, but today I'm doing my October wrap up. My next video will probably be my November TBR, so keep an eye out for that. But without further ado, I'll get started and I'll let you know about the books I read in October. So the first book that I read in October was Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. I have a review on this if you are curious about what it is about or what I rated it, but I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book and I thought it was a really good conclusion to the trilogy, and yeah, it was good. The next book I read was And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, and this book was pretty interesting and it was kind of creepy at times, which I really enjoyed. Whoops. But it is about 10 people who are on an island and somebody slowly starts to kill them, and you don't know who it is until the very end, and you're just on this kind of verge of wanting to know who it is and how they're doing it. So that was really good. And funny story, I thought I finished the book and I hadn't. I had like 20 pages left and I thought that was the end of it. And I thought I was left with a cliffhanger. I was so angry, but then I realized I hadn't finished the actual book. Then once I finished it, it like pieced everything together. But I rated this a 4 to 5 stars and I thought it was really good. And I definitely recommend reading this if you're interested in like a mystery. And I thought she planned this really well. I didn't expect to know who the person was. I had no idea who the person was who was the murderer, so she did this really well. Then the next book I read was a book from my book club, and that was Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes, and this book was so moving. I loved this book. It is, but if you don't know what it's about, it's basically about a man who is mentally retarded, so he decides to get a scientific process, I believe, to get a modification to like have an experiment run on him to see if he will get smarter. Like they did an experiment on the lab rat, Algernon, and so they want to test it on him and see if it works for humans, and so that's what he does. And as you progress, you see that he begins to become smarter and he starts to change, and just he experiences things for the first time, and it's really exciting. And this book will like tear you apart because of the things that happen to him, and you just realize how messed up people can be, and it's a really heart-touching book. I really enjoyed it. And I cried so much at the end. It was a fantastic book, really. If you haven't read this book, I definitely think you should, but it's probably going to break your heart. But I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It's amazing. And then the next book I read, which was actually a graphic novel, I don't have it right now, but it was Nimona, and I gave that a 4 to 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but at times I was kind of confused about what was going on. But it was a good story and a good premise, and I really enjoyed the artwork in the book, and I was really looking forward to reading that. I'm pretty sure most of you know what it's about, so I won't go into detail, but yeah, that was that. And then the last book I read this month was The Shining by Stephen King, and this was my second novel that I read from him because I read Carrie last year, and I decided to pick this up because I put it down last year. I couldn't get into it, but I'm glad I decided to keep reading because it got much better around like the second part of the book. That's when things really picked up, and it was good. It's about Jack Torrance. He gets a job at the Overlook Hotel, and he brings his son Danny and his wife Wendy with him, and he is the caretaker for the winter. And so as the story progresses and as it gets closer to winter, and just they're stuck in with the snow because it's snowing over there, and just things start to get really sinister-y and really scary because I can't say, but things start to get really bad because there's some like sinister stuff in that hotel that is trying to mess with the family, and pretty much the only one that can sense it is Danny, who's a 5-year-old, and he has a gift, so he knows that something is going on there. And the hotel tries to get in control. It was really interesting. I thought it was pretty creepy, but I felt I was going to be more creeped out, but I'm kind of disappointed I wasn't. But still, it was pretty good, and around the end I started to get really tense and nervous because of what was going on, and it's so crazy, but I'm definitely going to watch the movie after this because I've been waiting to, so I'm really excited for that. And I'm really satisfied, actually. I think I might read another Stephen King novel, but I don't know when. So yeah, hopefully if you read this book, or if you have, you'll like it. And I don't know if I'll read Doctor Sleep next month or this month. Not sure if I should, but I will see if I decide to read it. That was it for my October wrap up. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you read some good books too. Please let me know what you read, and I'll see you later. Bye.